Hey guys, Andrew and Matthew, the Butcher Brothers here to answer your questions again. Again, we thank you so much for your questions y'all are submitting through Facebook, email, but come on by and write those questions down for us. We'll try to get to all of them. Today we're going to be doing some grilling and answering those questions. Let's get started, Matt. Okay, Matt, here we go. It's the first question. Why don't you hand me those tongs here and I'll ask you some questions. All right, first question's from Ann, and she wants to know what's the best way to grill her steaks? Flipping back and forth, or do you stay on one side and leave it there for a while? She's heard both works, but which is best?
Well, Ann, that's a great question. It's kind of going to be how you like to do it mostly. There's really no good answer to that. The one thing you don't want to do though is squish the meat. You don't want to poke it and push all the juices out while it's cooking, because that's going to cause a dry hamburger or a dry steak. And so you want to make sure that you just take your time, and after it forms a little bit of a crust or a layer, that's when you want to start flipping it. And so I would recommend, I personally only do 1 to 2 flips, because what happens is as you flip back and forth, if you're not doing it in quick succession, that side cools off and then you put it back down and you're reheating it again, and that's going to release a lot of the juices, and you want to make sure that you kind of retain that while you're grilling at these high temperatures.
Good. All right, our second question. Greg writes, my steaks dry out. What can you do to prevent that?
Greg, you want to first off start with a high quality meat like we sell here at Ogeechee Meat Market. We sell the top of choice and the bottom of prime. You want to make sure that you get a top quality steak with the marbling in it, to make sure that that's what's going to keep it juicy and keep it moist while it's cooking at these higher temperatures. You also want to make sure, like I'd mentioned before, don't smush or poke in the meat while it's cooking, because that releases all the juices and you're going to lose that to the fire. And so you just want to be careful with that.
All right, our last question for today. Man, my husband always burns chicken. We all have that problem. She wants to know, what is he doing wrong?
Okay. Well, there could be a couple of things. It could not be his fault. If you guys are buying grocery store chicken, a lot of times if you read the packaging, it'll say solution added. A lot of times that solution is chicken broth, which is just salt water. And so what happens is that it pushes all the natural juices and stuff out. And so as it's cooking, you have that salt that's gonna push all the juices and all the flavoring out of the meat. And it also makes it hard to flavor it on the grill when you put your seasonings on it. And so you wanna be careful with that. Also, you wanna cook at a more indirect or less high heat. It doesn't hurt to have your grill cranked up at first to get it nice and warm. And then when you put the meat on, turn a side off, or even turn it down low and let it naturally use that heat that's already there. And you also want to remember, you can also keep it closed, and that helps kind of keep locking the juices and everything, and you don't have that heat wicking off and taking the moisture with it. And so those are all great questions. We thank you guys for sending those in. And it's Matthew and Andrew with Ogeechee Meat Market. Come by and see us. If you have any questions about grilling or about meat, we're your guys.